It's Laura Eubanks of Design for Serenity with your succulent tip of the day and day 3 in Chula Vista. And this is pre-grand reveal. So I'll just do a little, jazz hands here. We want to do some BTS for you and give you a little sense of what goes on, a few more details. So here's a little tip. When you have things in your design space like this round irrigation box, this is plastic box is home to their irrigation main. We don't want that, okay? And that is what's going to happen if we don't prepare. So what we do is we take our rubble, and we talked about what rubble is yesterday. It's just broken up pieces of boulder, and we do a little decorative dry stack. So just it's like putting a puzzle together. You bring your pieces in and you work them around decoratively, however, you want, however looks good. Mess with it, have fun with it. This is as important a part of the process as anything else in the garden. Every detail, it's all about the details, guys. So make it good. See that little dry stack action right there? And then I'm just going to fill in with little 3/4 inch burgundy lavas. And we have got a situation now where that main can be accessed. No problem. And the way we work with the rock is kind of twofold. Here we have our DFS fashion icon, Cullen. That's Cullen. Cullen, not colon or Colin, but Cullen, displaying his fabulous attire that inspires the soul. Look at those clean socks. Fabulous. So Colin is shoveling rock into the wheelbarrow. We have Mallory in her run-a-mucky hot mess. She's a run-a-mucky hot mess. God, I love it. If that's where you're going to set your bar, as my day is just a hot mess and I'm run-a-mucky, you're off to a great start. Mallory is taking the rock and putting it into buckets, 5-gallon Homer buckets, and transporting it up the stairs. Okay, so this is how we do it. Obstacles are forever and always an issue. So it's a 2-person job there to move this wheelbarrow up the steps, and then there we are. So we're going to take the rock all the way back and dump it, and then repeat the process. Now Mel and Terry are planting a Pringlei. Notice what Mel is doing. He has a kneeling pad that he's using to support the plant. That's a really great way to work with cactus. Also, remember to compact your soil really hard into your pots so that you don't have depression. Yeah. There's nothing more depressing than coming back 6 months and having your cactus sunk halfway down in the pot and having to pull the whole mess out, add more soil, and reset the cactus. So yes, exactly, depression. Yeah, and here we have our low voltage wire, our lights, and what Mel was doing before he stopped to help Terry, because at Team DFS everybody does everything. You can see that he has taken landscape staples.
Well, don't unstaple it.
Well, I was going to show him the staple. Can you get it? Can you see it?
Yes.
Okay.
Sit forward. Your shadow's covering.
Oh, my shadow's covering it. There you go. There's a staple. So we trench, we staple it down about 12 inches apart. This is going to be buried. Then we're going to come back and push the dirt over it and then lay the rock on top of that. I don't like to see irrigation piping or tubing or wires showing in the installation. So be mindful of your P's and Q's. Also,
Why don't we show how every inch is covered in rock? How we lift the skirt.
Oh yes, and you know, remember too when you're laying your rock to take your time and make sure that you have lifted the skirts of your succulents, and you're making sure that the rock is shoved all the way up underneath, because these plants are going to shrink a little bit from the stress of being transplanted, and you don't want dirt exposed. So do your due diligence, check from the top. Oops, I see some dirt right here. So I'm going to take and lift this. See that dirt, Hanny? Can't have it. So we're going to pop some rock in there. And everywhere you look, from top down, from the sides, make sure that you see absolutely no dirt. This rock also helps to retain water and moisture, but the lava is also very porous. So the plants won't, you know, get moist or humid or sticky, or they'll dry out fast, is what I'm trying to say.
Sounds good. We'll check back in later.
So, okay, another quick point. The rubble. When I put the rubble down yesterday on top of the dirt, you know, it didn't make a whole lot of sense until you get your top dressing down. And now the rubble is money. The rubble is everything. It lends so much visual interest to your installation. The rubble in a lot of these spots isn't really serving any quote-unquote useful purpose, but aesthetically it looks amazing. You know, here's a tricky area right here. I didn't want to add another plant. So anytime you reach a point in your design where you think, gosh, I'm not feeling another plant, put down some rocks.
Yeah, you can jump rope. Jump rope, yeah.
Uh-oh.
Roll your roll, little dear. Now walk it back slowly.
Gentle. You're scraping. Yeah, do it.
So we're done. This was a 3-day project with 5 crew. We completed all the landscape and installed 4 pots. This one here next to the doorbell is Aeonium Zwartkopf, Aeonium Merlot, and a couple of trailing plants. This gets bright direct light, so I think these plants are going to be really, really happy here. Say hi, Greg.
Hi, Greg.
Greg is over there doing the wiring, hooking up the, what are you doing?
Hooking up the controller.
Hooking up the controller. And what we have, you know, this is such a long stretch of landscape, which we just constructed beautiful succulent vignettes. And here are the staged pots. Do this, please, for me. If you don't have a pot staged somewhere in your landscape, that is your task. Do it. Send me a picture on my Instagram. DM me at Laura Loves Succulents. I want to see your pots in the landscape. Our Napa Canyon boulders have not disappointed after we got them washed off. They're just absolutely stunning. We had Colin come through and help Greg out with the irrigation. We did Netafim subterranean drip through all the plants. Now the pots don't have any irrigation, and I planted them in cactus for 2 reasons. One, because we needed some structure, and 2, I didn't want the client having to come out here and water every week. This Crassula argentea sunset, this actually was a 15-gallon plant, and I bought it at Waterwise as a 15 because they didn't have any good-looking 5s. So my idea was to bring it here and cut it up. But it looks so good. You know, it's such a statement. So we're just going to look for 15 gallons now and make little bonsais out of them. Our volunteer, Mallory, did this beautiful, tight little succulent tapestry here with aloe blue elf and some cotyledon and some aeonium kiwi. These are aloe cameronii, so those should turn nice and red real soon. I've spotted some millii, Euphorbia millii ready reds through the design. We've got some agave perii staged here and there. And you'll notice also we brought in a whole, oh my gosh, it was a basket of rubble. And I staged these in the landscape before the guys came through and top dressed. And it just gives, you know, kind of that third dimension. I didn't want to go with a formal ribbon with the rubble this time. I wanted it to be looser and look a little more organic. Just, you know, the landscape tells you what it needs. So when we were done with the 3/4 inch burgundy, Greg came back with a 1/2 yard of black lava, and I just splashed some black here. We did mostly black in our cactus colony. I did decide to keep my art piece here staged in the landscape. I'm really happy with the simplicity of that. And as you move through, you know, it just tells the most beautiful story. This tapestry was done all by crew. I did not do anything in here. My team knocked this out. And I absolutely couldn't do what I do without them. So thank you, team. Oh my gosh, Hannah, turn around and look.
In a second.
Hannah, look in a second. Yes, team. Aww. Aren't they so cute? And Greg is still, are you still working on irrigation?
Yeah, I just have to wire it up.
Okay, Greg's wiring up irrigation, so he's technically not done. But look at this adorable crew.
I see Joe Jean.
Ah, man. Do we see our client? Where?
He doesn't want to be seen though.
Oh, he doesn't? Oh, he went and hid? Okay. Okay. But yeah, in this side, you know, the desert side, I love this. I love this in its simplicity. You know, showcasing some specimen plants and these gorgeous rocks. I took and splashed a little black 3/4 inch through here. Just remember, you know, less sometimes is more. So, you know, look what we accomplished in 3 days. So you can do it, guys. If you've got a little garden area that you'd like to transform, you know, oh yay, Terry, maybe you can start like with a barrel colony. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 plants in this area. And, well, 11 if you count the little Bainesii tree. So, you know, Greg also installed some spotlights and some well lights so we get a good uplit garden. And remember, always save time and money to do the lighting, because it's like getting a second garden for free, in that the night garden is a completely different experience than the day garden. So this has been a very fun 3 days. I appreciate all of you and all of your interest. This has been a really popular series, and I know that many of you have homes like this, big house, small lot, and I really hope that you've been inspired to transform your space into a succulent paradise. This has been Laura Eubanks of Design for Serenity reporting for Team DFS in Chula Vista with your grand reveal. Bye, guys.